sad.
Hey guys, Jeremy here from Level Up Your Tech, and today we have the Samsung S8 review. We had this phone for quite a while now, and this thing is amazing. And wait, the best way to actually probably show you is actually to give you some experiences that I had while using this phone. Let's switch cameras. You now are seeing me in full beautiful 4K. This camera is beautiful. 12 megapixel dual pixel camera with an aperture of 1.7, has your standard optical image stabilization, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Optical what?
Optical image stabilization. Okay. I can speak, I just don't care. This thing is amazing. Size of a fingernail, 4K video. It has a new image processor which allows for 3 photos to be taken quickly and then basically stitched together for the most beautiful photos you can possibly take, well, ever. This is like beautiful and it has no problems with suboptimal lighting. It can still be able to take photos. Perfect. Even the front camera has an upgrade with an 8 megapixel camera which is autofocusing, which shoots in 2K. 2 freaking K. And that camera is even smaller than the one in the back. Basically, any vlogger will love this phone. Now, how much does it cost? $3,299 for the S8 model, and the S8 Plus model is $3,699. Not the cheapest phones on the market, but for the amount of technology that Samsung has been able to cram into this, for God's sakes, fingernail camera. The only difference between the S8 and the S8 Plus is literally a slightly bigger screen with a 5.8 versus a 6.2, and a 3000 milliampere battery versus a 3500 milliampere battery. Otherwise, everything is bloody the same. The Super AMOLED technology has a Quad HD resolution, which means 2960 by 1440 resolution with a 570 ppi pixel density, which is gorgeous. Beautiful colors, so sharp that you can put up to your face and you probably won't see any of the pixels. Some things to note is that because it has a curved front, like the Edge model, you can actually put little apps on the side, but you won't be able to see all of it. So it actually is more of like a swiping function, which allows you to hot access a bunch of other apps that you would commonly use. So using this one-handedly, you can scroll through multiple apps very easily. One thing to note, the phone is actually not defaulted to the 1440 screen. It's actually defaulted to 2220 by 1080 by default. Now you can actually go into the settings and up that up to either 1440 or downgrade it to 720. It's up to you. They say usually it's supposed to increase or decrease your battery life. I don't think it will do much, but you never know. Now, because of this funny resolutions, this is not a 16:9 ratio. This is a 18.5:9 ratio. You'll have black bars on the edge if you watch any videos, and this is called pillar boxing. However, this phone does have a zoom and crop function so that you can see your videos currently, even if they're not at that aspect ratio, in all beautifulness. Let's just put it that way. It is superb, which is why I'm tongue-tied at the moment. Protecting that screen is a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 back panel and front panel. Contains a Snapdragon 835 or a Exynos 8895. Malaysia will have the Exynos, and that is a 4-core 2.3 gigahertz and 1.7 gigahertz. So high end, you'll be able to run anything you want. Low end, you'll be able to save your battery and still do daily usage. For the GPU, it comes with a Mali G71 or Adreno 540. These phones will come with a Mali G71, so playing any games will be a breeze. Benchmarking now, we use Antutu software. We have a 173,318 score for the Samsung S8, which is amazing and phenomenal. And let's compare it to some phones we have around the office and those we reviewed before. Now moving on to the cameras, the photo comparisons, let's check out the rear camera first. And here are the other phones that we have. Now let's get to the fun point. The video is even more amazing on the Samsung, and let's compare those to what we have around the office. Speaking of all that, you can clearly see that the Samsung has pretty much, every other phone beat at the moment. To store all these videos, you have 64 gigabytes of storage with a 256 gigabyte expansion with a micro SD card. One of the things to note is the fact that since there is no physical home button, they cannot have a fingerprint sensor at the front. Instead, the scanner is at the back, and it is flushed for some reason with the camera and the heartbeat sensor right next to each other, instead of like most phones where it's either below in the center with the camera offset to the side, or in some other more accessible configuration. Now, using the fingerprint sensor, you can still use it and you'll get used to it eventually, but you will eventually smudge your camera. And Samsung even has a little message on the camera app where it says, please clean your screen. I am paraphrasing here. Now, most likely they actually thought this was a good idea because it looks nice, and the fact that they thought you would be using the iris scanner or the face recognition software. I am not going to use face recognition software because it's not the most secure thing, and iris scanners are, well, fidgety. To say that they're temperamental is probably at best. It needs good lighting and needs a fixed distance for when you're actually using the phone. So for example, when I was in an elevator surrounded by people, if I were to try to use the iris scanner, I would literally be punching people in the face or in the back of the head. Now, daily usage, the battery actually lasts 24 hours, which is quite surprising for a 3000 milliampere battery with such a big screen. This is under moderate usage, which means, you know, email checking with notification pop-ups. We're talking about some music, some light YouTubing, taking photos and recording videos. Now, if you're a heavy user, do expect like around good 7 hours, maybe 5 hours, somewhere in that range of usage, and would require charging. Now, charging is not that bad, and it will only take an hour and a half to fully charge from 0 to 100. Now, the phone does actually get slightly warm while usage, but I am assured that this should not be a problem because most phones are like that anyways, and Samsung has a 8-point battery test which should prevent, well, issues. Now, coming to the software, Samsung has kept their version of Android 7.0 Nougat light and simple and intuitive, unlike their older versions which had tutorials splashing everywhere. It's good that they actually keep it, and there doesn't seem to be much bloatware, and has other functions like Snap Window for multi-window usage, which allows you to pin an app at the top, such as YouTube, to watch your videos while you text and use your other part of the phone as normal. Some other things to note is Bixby. There is a Bixby specific button on this phone, and Bixby is Samsung's new digital assistant, which is similar to Siri or Google Assistant. This does not replace it, and you can still use Google Assistant, but Bixby could be so much more. It does not feel like it's fully finished and still needs some optimization, but there are some good qualities to it, such as the fact that it uses the camera, and if you take a picture of a popular landscape, it'll give you more information. If you take a picture of a product, you can find its price and more specs. You can take a picture of a business card, you get the contact information, or you can translate text, which is a very useful function. Something else I should mention is that Samsung has a DeX docking station, which means that this phone, which is basically as powerful as most computers and definitely more powerful than the computer I use for work normally, can actually be put into a station, plug in a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and use it like a normal computer. IP68 water resistance. This thing can stay underwater for 30 minutes at a depth of 1.5 meters. We kind of tested it out, minus the 1.5 meters. For 28 minutes is just as much as we were willing to do while recording footage. This thing still works, and the camera surprisingly works underwater. Now, if you want to see a snippet of that, please check out our unboxing video, and you can see what I was doing with the phone. Thank you, Samsung, again for giving us this beautiful phone. I am enamored by it. My director wants to steal the phone off of me. My videographer wants to steal the phone off of me because the fact that it shoots 4K is beautiful. So I would give this easily a 9 out of 10, even at how expensive it is. All I say is, do buy a case when you buy the phone so that you can protect your investment, because I do feel it's slightly on the fragile side. Now, if you do like these types of things, please like, comment, and subscribe. Liking this type of videos do actually help us in getting more people to send us stuff. And that's about it. So do check out our other reviews that are coming up soon, and check out our unboxing from before. Ciao, guys. Are we good? Hold on. We're still filming. Why do you guys keep doing this to me? Come on.